Hey everyone, I wanted to discuss two candidates that are running in the 2020 presidential elections to give you guys a bit more information on the candidates. I decided to do a little painting or art montage for this project. Some of the editing got a little messy because the camera kept cutting off. But anyways, I wanted to discuss former Vice President Joe Biden and Howie Hawkins, an American trade unionist and environmental activist from New York and a co-founder of the Green Party of the United States. So, after doing research about these candidates, I discovered there are a lot of similarities in their plans and beliefs on climate change and poverty. So let's start by discussing Howie Hawkins. He's a supporter of the Green New Deal, which is a plan for climate change and social equality. He believes that the way to stop climate change is through a plan of economic democracy that upholds the rights of human nature. Quoted from his official website under the Eco-Socialist Green New Deal. The Eco-Socialist Green New Deal is his proposed plan that encompasses two major programs, the Economic Bill of Rights and the Green Economy Reconstruction Program. According to his website, the Economic Bill of Rights will build 100% energy systems by 2030, reconstruct all economic sectors for ecological sustainability from agriculture and manufacturing to housing and transportation. It would also be realized through ongoing programs of public provision and guarantee the right to a living wage job, an income above poverty, a decent home from comprehensive health care, a public education from childcare, pre-K to college, and secure retirement. And his plan on reconstructing the environment and economy, called the Green Economy Reconstruction Program, according to his website, will be realized through a plan of public capital investments of 10 to 20 years, depending on the sector, zero out greenhouse gas emissions, and build a 100% clean renewable energy system by 2030, reconstruct all economic sectors for zero emissions, clean energy, and ecological sustainability. And it will also be funded through taxes. In 10 years, Howie believes through this program the production of greenhouse gases will be eliminated. It will end poverty and unemployment by creating over 30 million good jobs. The program will increase the incomes and standards of living for low-income communities. His program will be funded through large corporations and the very wealthy, which he will raise taxes for, and lower taxes for lower income Americans. All goods that are needed for the program will be manufactured in the United States, which in turn will create jobs and lower poverty and unemployment rates and ensure economic growth. Now, let's discuss Biden's plans on climate change, called the Clean Energy Revolution. According to Biden's official website, his plan to control climate change includes investing $1.7 trillion in securing our future so that by 2050 the United States will be 100% a clean energy economy with net zero emissions. He ensures by the end of his first term he will have enforced mechanisms on place to make sure we stay on track to get there. He wants to make the US an example of a clean engine economy to other nations in the world by exporting equipment made in the US, which will in turn create 10 million jobs for Americans. He will also hold polluters accountable for the pollution they cause, specifically in low-income communities, for example, Flint, Michigan. Now, let's discuss his plans and views on poverty in America. One of his plans for poverty is called the Biden Plan for Bankruptcy Reform, which ensures that it will make it easier for people being crushed by debt to obtain relief through bankruptcy, expand people's rights to take care of themselves and their children while they are in the bankruptcy process, end the absurd rules that make it nearly impossible to discharge student loan debt in bankruptcy, let more people protect their homes and cars in bankruptcy so they can start a firm foundation when they start to pick up the pieces and rebuild their financial lives, help address shameful racial and gender disparities that plague our bankruptcy system, and close loopholes that allow the wealthy and corporate creditors to abuse the bankruptcy system at the expense of everyone else. Biden also ensures he will help Americans get out of poverty by increasing taxes for the wealthy. Anyone who makes over $400,000, their taxes will be increased, and those who make less, it will stay the same. Biden believes in raising wages, guaranteeing quality, affordable health care, providing free tuition for public higher education, and encouraging unionization and collective bargaining. Biden's plans, according to his official campaign website, will ensure the U.S. achieves 100% clean energy economy and reaches net zero emissions no later than 2050. Build a stronger, more resilient nation. Rally the rest of the world to meet the threat of climate change. Stand up to the abuse of power by polluters, harmful communities of color, and low-income communities. Fulfill their obligation to workers and communities who powered our industrial revolution and subsequent decades of economic growth. Now, to compare and contrast Howie Hawkins and Joe Biden's views and plans on climate change and poverty, there are a lot of similarities between the two. For example, both Biden and Hawkins have a plan to ensure that greenhouse emissions are wiped out 100% by a specific time. They also both believe in raising taxes for the wealthy to help low-income communities. They both also intend to have the goods to help with their plan be made in the United States, which will in turn create jobs for the American people. Both Hawkins and Biden also have a poverty recovery plan. Biden has a recovery plan that ensures Americans get good paying jobs, which is what Hawkins also believes, that Americans deserve good paying jobs. The only difference in their plans is that Howie intends to lower taxes for low income, while Biden intends to leave it the same. Anyways, I hope that I gave you guys some good information on some candidates in the upcoming 2020 elections, and I hope it encourages you guys to go vote. Thank you for watching the video and watching my attempt at painting the candidates.